Hey, so you know that multiplayer SMP that I definitely told you guys about, didn't forget to mention at all, and didn't just come out of randomly nowhere. So yeah, this is the Solar SMP. That tower behind me is well, was built completely out of obsidian, which is mad itself. This server is quite unhinged and is owned by Solar, whose tower that is, might I add. If you're wondering why this house is already here, then the SMP actually started back in like January, February time in 2024, but they ended it in like May, March time and brought it back for a second season where new people, such as I, can join, and a couple others. There are some of the original people still on here as well, some of them left, but I've met some of them, been in Discord with some of them. We've basically just given each other resources. I've died a couple times, and this is kind of just my first sort of play on here. Obviously we went out and gathered resources as we do first, and the one very quick thing I started to notice was I'm not God here, right? On Shadowcraft, I've gotten so used to being carefree and careless about dying and just going out and doing whatever I want. But I soon come to realise that I was in the dark, in the rain, and it was on hard mode. Mobs hit harder, mobs hit further. And the world just comes a lot more dangerous. Now obviously I've played on hardcore just once for like a couple days, but playing hard for an entire SMP with other people where there's PvP and wars going on, this stuff is gonna be mad. Oh, and you know, I thought I might just throw it in there for laughs. First death, about 5 minutes into the SMP, because I joined quite late in the evening, shot by a skeleton, looked at Enderman, and died, unfortunately. As you can probably tell, I was not too happy. Now, the only thing was, with this stream, yes, this was streamed on Twitch, which will be again, because that is going to be kind of the main place, the main format for this, there was no audio, which was really concerning, because, obviously about audio, I can't do storytelling. Which leaves me on the fence to either continue narrating the storytelling like I am now, or go ahead and charge my mic and actually be bothered to use it. Now, some of you probably coins, I'm playing on mobile, which is why the audio was down in the first place, so basically I'm playing Realms free. But the thing is, if I use the Xbox, I have to pay for Xbox Live, and that's just a whole thing. Anyway, you know that Discord chat I mentioned? Yeah, we actually met up in-game as well. So we've got Emeralder, we've got Solar Escatit, we've got Loudscream, there's Funny XD, who actually showed me their base in the very beginning, but I had to cut because of time, and there's also Amist as well. Now, Emeralder and Solar were actually incredibly nice, because they gave us all 2 diamond blocks, a bit of iron to actually go ahead and craft stuff with, which was bloody awesome. And then I went and ruined that by making horrible first impressions, but first, of course, I had to repay Emeralder with some lovely COD to repay them with the gifts that they'd given me. Anyway, that horrific benefactor I mentioned, yeah, so Emeralder decided me to show them their bee farm, and I wonder if this was because they'd seen my farms on TikTok, or it was just coincidence. They basically gathered a large sum of honeycomb. They said it wasn't a lot. I would say that's pretty good for, well, I guess early game, but I don't know if they're on the original members. I ended up blowing up their honey farm with a creeper completely by accident. I had no idea where it came from, and as you can tell, I wasn't too pleased with myself. So I decided to take a step outside and then run away, and then Funny almost shot me. Maybe it was payback, maybe it wasn't, but you know, that's how things go. They said it was right because they were going to rebuild one. I don't really believe that. I think I really messed up. Anyway, I then decided to head out into the ocean and go build a base. Now, something about the building style in this SMP in particular, especially for me, is, well, we're not going to spoil it too much right now. Probably come back in the third video, you know, just build up like a little tension. But I want to essentially go away for a bit and then come back and basically wow the rest of the members. Because I don't know how many of you've seen, but I built a windmill recently, basically off of a Pinterest concept image, which I actually used to do a lot about 2-3 years before the channel. I got really into building, kind of dropped off, and kind of lost it for a bit. It's building back up though, and I really incredibly enjoy it. I essentially took concept images and turned them into constructs in the game that I could utilise for automation, also just scenery. And honestly, the plans made for this thing are wild, and I cannot wait to fulfil them. But yeah, basically all of these are going to be images that I've either found or drawn up myself from the past, which I'm now translating into the game via some sort of artistic apparel. But obviously, I have some goals and some ambition in this as well, and it's always good to have something like that because it drives you and pushes you forwards and means you don't slack off for like a week. And the idea behind this is, as I mentioned before, I kind of have godly ability in the Shadowcraft world, and the idea here is to somewhat attain that once again. I am to become God, and to become God, it's actually an acronym. So to become God, it means that essentially to become God, I need to stop. To become God, it means get at least a stack of beacons and at least one full chest of stacks of ancient debris. OP Ultimate Villager Trading Hall, which yes, is a callback to an episode in the Shadowcraft series, which one day you should check out because it is amazing. Probably one of the laggiest things I've ever built. Diamond Extreme Overhaul, along with at least one netherite smithing template. And then kind of by that point, I'll somewhat translate Shadowcraft into it. I'm just basically going to automate everything for everyone as well, and just use all the tutorials I've made on Shadowcraft World for this SMP, because yeah, they are tutorials and they come in handy. I mean, who wouldn't use them? Go watch them now. Anyway, yeah, I'll see you all soon. It's been so much fun. Goodbye.